Hello, everybody. So I'm going to be talking about One Piece chapter 1113. I did upload a video yesterday, but it was not to my liking, so I just took it down and I'm going to make another video and just kind of pay attention to what I'm saying instead of repeating the same words over and over. I'm going to be honest, I'm just criticizing myself because I want myself to upload better content for you guys and for myself, for both of us. So that way, it's cohesive and I don't sound like an idiot on camera. I'm still new to this, so I kind of get nervous and I may stutter here and there, but I'm going to try my best for me and for you guys. And I just want to kind of go over what happened in this chapter, and it just takes 1 second. If you guys can just please leave a like, that'll mean the world to me. Just a like. I'm not going to ask for anything else. Anyway, let's get into it. So what's crazy is the bubbling we had at the end of last chapter. I thought it was somebody, like I thought some person was there, but it's just Vegapunk's brain. And to be honest, this thing's gigantic. Um, I couldn't tell you how big it is or how long it is. I have no idea. That sounds wrong, so my bad. But it seems that if his brain is still working and the other punks are still alive, then that means Vegapunk technically is still alive. It's just that his physical body's gone. So his physical body's dead, pretty much. But the other satellites are working. So that technically means, right, if you grab his entire brain and you grab a body specifically made for him and you attach his brain, wouldn't that mean that you could bring back the old Vegapunk? It's kind of like the theory with Big Mom's Soul Fruit. Like if you grabbed all of her homies and combined them, right, you'd be able to bring back Big Mom if she's dead, right? Which would make sense. But she may be alive. She may be alive. Also, Mars is questioning what death is. So he's kind of shocked by looking at Vegapunk's brain. And he's like, what is death to you? Like, what even is death? And I'm not going to lie, the panel we get seeing Vegapunk's brain, I mean, it is massive. And I kind of hope that we can revive Vegapunk because I really love his character. He's the best scientist, morally speaking. He has done a lot of things that has indirectly impacted other people, right? By creating weapons for the world government. Let's just say that he really likes inventing stuff. I think that's the whole purpose of someone being a scientist. And I honestly do not blame him. I mean, Dragon could not offer him anything, back when the Revolutionary Army was just being created. He was poor. And that's any organization when they first start, unless if they're backed by many funders. But unfortunately, Dragon did not have that opportunity, which sucks, because I love Dragon's character too. It's just we haven't seen much from him. So in the chapter, we actually see Kaya's butler, and I'm trying to recall what his name is, but it's been quite a while. And I believe in the panel too, we see Kaya, and she looks amazing, honestly, bro. I'm like, damn. And we see the three kids that would follow around Usopp around Syrup Village. And I'm going to be honest here, they've grown quite a bit. Like in 2 years, they were like little shits, and now like they look like they're about 8 or 9, but they've grown quite a bit. And it looks like Marine headquarters are reporting that the message is going to start at any moment. And you know what's awesome? I kind of like that this was brought up here. We see Laboon and Crocus tuning into the message, and that's awesome because I love both Laboon and Crocus. And funnily enough, we do go to the future island or land of Baltimore, which is Vegapunk's hometown, which is awesome. Frankie was also there, and Frankie actually does get mentioned in this chapter. This may be Vegapunk's old acquaintance, because he says it's been decades since I saw Vegapunk. So I believe it's been a while, and he looks like, you could say, older, so he's probably around Vegapunk's age if I had to take a guess. Then we move on to Birdie Kingdom, and I believe this is where Chopper trained, and it's also in the South Blue. And it seems as if the citizens of this country are very intelligent. They just decided not to, I guess, use their intelligence for the world government, because a lot of, you could say, unnecessary things start to pop up, and by that I mean like creating weapons for the world government and kind of being their dog, right? Like you kind of become their dog, and you have to listen to whatever their request is. For example, Kuma, even though Vegapunk did not want to kill Kuma, he had to, right? It didn't completely work, but He's kind of like a machine that's partially working. That's the best way I can put it at this point. Then we move on to Hachinosu Island, and we just see a bunch of the fodder pirates kind of arguing and fighting each other. And then we also see somebody in the panel, which I'll bring it up on screen. He looks just like Blackbeard, but just a fodder version of Blackbeard. That's the best way I can put this. And it seems as if the message is about to start. And I'm going to be honest, this chapter does have a kind of like a shocking, unexpected ending. Like, I did not expect to see this. I'll be completely honest. So in this panel, we see Mars, and he's about to step on the Haishin Denden Mushi. But thankfully, it's a decoy. It's not a real one. It would have been a shame if this message had ended already. It'd make all of Egghead Island kind of a big L for Luffy and just the VegaPunks, all the punks. It would kind of end up as a Marineford, to be honest with you. Like, it'd end very terribly, because in Marineford, I would have to say it was an L all around. Whitebeard died, Ace died, and the goals that were set were not met. And if anything, it was just a very, very big loss for everybody there. For the Whitebeard Pirates, you know, for Luffy, and the Straw Hat crew, because they all love Ace too. But anyway, so So in this panel, we see Mars just super, super upset, and he's like, "Curse you, VegaPunk." I think they should have expected this just a little. I mean, you're dealing with the smartest person in the entire world of One Piece, so I don't think VegaPunk would be that foolish enough to actually put the Haishin Denden Mushi in Punk Records. It just doesn't make any sense. To be honest with you, I don't think this message will be stopped at all. I really, really hope it doesn't. And if it does, I think it'll be at a point where it's too late, which, like I said, I hope that does happen, because I'll be very upset if this message gets cut short and we get nothing out of it, but I doubt that. So we actually have the rest of the Gorosei telepathically speaking, and the rest of the Gorosei are asking Mars what the heck is going on. Then Mars says to the rest of the Gorosei, VegaPunk has created a security system to prevent the transmission from being stopped. See, like, that's what I'm saying, bro. You're dealing with the smartest person in the entire planet of One Piece, you know, in the entire verse. Then Mars reports to the rest of the Gorosei that he does not know what VegaPunk knows or what he intends to say, but York claimed that he had carried on Ohara's research, which is awesome, dude. Like, it's paying homage to Clover and every one of the scholars on Ohara. And honestly, I'm really happy to see this, especially for Robin's sake. You know, she's the only Oharan survivor, so it's just great to see. You know, that's one reason why I love, or another reason why I love VegaPunk's character. He's just very honest, and he believes in true justice. You know, he has the morals for it. Whereas the Gorosei just view as every human as insects. You know, that's how they view humans, unfortunately. And it looks like the rest of the Gorosei are thinking that he will not go out like Clover, which is awesome. You know, like, he intends to fight back, even though he's dead already, at least physically speaking. The rest of the Gorosei are actually questioning VegaPunk, and they're all saying, does he mean to avenge Ohara's loss? Which is awesome. Like, I really liked Ohara. Like, I wish they could have survived. At least, like, Clover, dude, because Clover, he just, you know, he kind of reminds me of Noland. They just have a lot of similarities, in my opinion. I feel like they kind of complement each other. They're both kind of like scientists, researchers, and I just think if, like, these two met at the same time, or were alive at the same time, they'd be good friends, to be honest. Sanji is just like, hey, my woman meter's going off, and he realizes it's the sound of Bonnie's voice, and she's begging for help. It seems Frankie is protecting Bonnie, but then Sanji's like, move out of the way, I'll protect Bonnie. And that's just so Sanji-like. And I'm not gonna lie, this dude kicks Nostro, and he's spitting out blood, bro. I'm sure he's gonna regenerate, which is expected, of course. But still, man, like, no fire. It just looks like it doesn't even look like he's using hockey. I'm going to be honest, the Gorosei are extremely underwhelming. They're not as strong as I thought they'd be, but I think one reason for that is they don't really fight anymore. I'm sure it's been 10 to 50 years since they left Marie Joie, which kind of makes sense, you know, like they're not up to par with their combat skills at the moment. And I think it's just because they're rusty. But if you take away them regenerating, having that ability to regenerate, these guys are cooked, bro. They're finished. They're finished. Period. In the next panel, we see Nesjuro biting Sanji, and it seems we get some sound effects. It seems like he's crushing Sanji's body, but it doesn't appear as if Sanji's like getting injured. Like it honestly, he didn't even have his Germa jeans on. It does not even look like he even got hurt. And that's saying something. We have Oimo and Kashi holding down Nesjuro. And bro, we see Bonnie become a giant. Like, dude, her devil fruit is so broken. I know it's not a devil fruit, but it's pretty much a devil fruit. She just didn't eat one. She has the powers of a devil fruit. And she's gonna stomp all over this dude. And I'm gonna be honest, Bonnie might have like a top 5 most broken devil fruit. Like, it has to be in the top 5 somewhere. I'm sure that once she knows how to use the powers a little more, she might even be able to get into gear 5 like Luffy. Imagine having 2 Sun God Nikas on the same crew. Like, it's gonna be ridiculous. We see Caesar super upset, and we see the whole world kind of questioning, you know, like, Vegapunk's dead already? Like, they're pretty shocked, which of course they would be. And it's pretty sad, but I gotta say, Vegapunk, you did a great thing. We also see Big News Morgan's kind of upset because of this broadcast. And the reason is, if everyone switches to this way of delivering news, which is just broadcasting, Big News Morgan's company is gonna be hurting pretty bad, if we're being honest here. Saint Saturn's not too happy, to say the least. He's pretty upset. He just yells out, VegaPunk. Saturn rushes towards the 3 weakest Straw Hats, which would be Nami, Chopper, and Usopp. And it seems Robin actually recognizes Saint Saturn's voice. And we see Saturn blaming Akainu for letting Robin escape. But really that goes to Kuzan, because he's the reason why she could even survive and escape, if we're being honest. And Robin realizes that Saint Saturn is one of the 5 elders, and she seems terrified. I'm going to be honest. I kind of feel bad for her. This is how you know, when it comes down to it, Nami protects her friends, and she just pretty much tells all of the Straw Hats there to protect Robin, which is awesome. This is where it becomes kind of criminal for me. I'm going to be honest. I mean, bro, the Gorosei are the most underwhelming top tiers I have ever seen. Honestly, I don't even think they're top tiers. It might be because they're rusty, but then again, their durability sucks. It's kind of like Katakuri. He wasn't used to getting hit, so his durability was kind of bad. But these guys are at a different level. We have Brook cutting off one of Saturn's legs. We see Nami going in, and we see Chopper tanking one of Saturn's attacks. Like, this is kind of embarrassing, bro. If these guys are endgame villains, this is some of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen, like, from the Gorosei. You know, before the rest of the Gorosei showed up, I thought Luffy just absolutely destroying Saint Saturn and Kizaru at the same time was bad, but it is just getting worse and worse and worse for them. And don't get me wrong, they have some nice feats. Like, we had Warcury's Hockey Blast. That was amazing, right? I'm not taking anything away from that. We see Warcury tanking Luffy's Red Rock, which was insane. I'll give him that. But that's just their ability. And I believe that'll only happen in his boar form, right? I think once he's out of that form, he's going to have like the durability of just a regular human being. And what doesn't help is we saw Nesjuro earlier get kicked by Sanji, get held down by Oimo and Kashi, and then get stepped on by Bonnie, and that's a 12-year-old, bro. I can't justify these things. I'm not trying to hate on them. I have no hate towards the Gorosei. But it's just, they've been very underwhelming in my opinion. I really think so. They're going to have to start training again, so that way they can get their abilities back to where they used to be. York is super worried because they can't find the Haishin Den Den Mushi, and she's thinking to herself, where would I put it? And if we can't find it, then I can't be a celestial dragon. And in the end, she's only thinking about herself. It's kind of disappointing. We got Marcus Mars contemplating whether he should destroy the power plant, but Saturn and Mercury are like, don't do it. We have a lot to lose. And it seems with this broadcast, we actually get Vegapunk's conclusion immediately, and he tells the world about it first before going into detail. And he pretty much tells the world that the world is going to sink into the sea, and you have the Marines super shocked. Like, if he reveals stuff about the ancient kingdom and what happened in the Void Century, I think this will cause the whole world to turn on the world government, to be honest. Gotta keep it a band, bro. Honestly, though, if we really think about it, this might have happened in the past, and it would make sense because the red line would obviously make the oceans rise. I mean, it spans all around the world, and God only knows how many miles wide it is. It has to be at least a couple miles wide. I'm thinking more than that because the One Piece planet is supposed to be like as big as like a star. I'm gonna just say the average size star. I don't actually know how big exactly. I just know that it's way bigger than our planet on Earth. But anyway, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell if you like my content.